Yo, what's up? It's your boy from Blacktastic Media. Welcome to My Point of View movie reviews. Now, today's review is your flashback in the 1970s retro joint. Blacula. No, I didn't stutter. Blacula. See, in the 1970s, we had a thing called blaxploitation films. And a lot of them we stole from the white man. Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde, and yes, Blacula, back in 1972. You have to understand, Hollywood was not cooperating with the blacks, so we had to create our own genre, our own movies, get our own equipment. Of course, our movies wasn't as high standard as Hollywood, but you know what? They made a lot of money. They had a niche in the film industry, and people like William Crane, the director of Blacula, was able to get these low-budget blaxploitation films out there, and they became very, very popular. William Marshall played Blacula. Dude was handsome, had a nice deep voice, 6'5" in stature, and the man commanded the screen. These old school blaxploitation films had some of the most beautiful black women I have ever seen in my life. Vonetta McGee is in this movie. Jesus Christ, she's fine. Denise Nicholas is in this movie. She played in some other movies with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby back in the day. If you see her face, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But the premise of this Blacula movie is quite interesting. In fact, it's fascinating. The main character, he's a African prince, and he has a wife. And this is back in the 1700s. So he had special royalties to hang out with some white folks in their castles and drink and eat, break bread and fellowship, and commence vocabulary back and forth with these white men. One of the white men made a statement that your wife is beautiful, and yes, the lady that played the prince's wife was strikingly beautiful. Short afro, beautiful, untainted skin tone. This is gorgeous. Well, the white man made a comment like, "I would like to have her for myself." And Blacula, well, he wasn't Blacula then, he was still the African prince, said, "Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you." And the white man said, "Well, I can take her if I wanted to. There is still the slave trade." He said, "Excuse me?" "Yes, the slave trade. I can take your wife and make her my own. It's not a damn thing your black ass can do about it." Well, my man got upset and tried to commence to whooping that dude's ass. But he had his henchmen. They grabbed his ass, started roughing him up, and his wife is screaming and hollering, and this white dude grew some fangs. He said, "Motherfucker, my name is Dracula. I will curse your black ass forever with one bite." He bit his black ass on the neck and started a monologue like, "Now you're cursed for all eternity. Your wife would die at your side while you're cursed with my Dracula blood. In fact, I'm going to call you Blacula." I kid you not. That is the beginning of this movie. Some white ass Dracula bit black man, made him Blacula. In 1972, he woke up from his deep sleep. Somebody stumbled across his coffin, woke his ass up, and there you have Blacula. He gets up, he's walking down the boulevard in LA, happens to run into a woman at a nightclub that looked just like his princess wife from back in the 1700s. And you know, the story of Blacula and Dracula is all about love, trying to find their loved ones and be reunited. Yeah, this man's walking down the boulevard, biting brothers and sisters on the neck. And once he bites you, you transform into a Blacula or a Blackulus yourself, going around biting people, man. I remember being a kid, seeing this movie, and it scared the shit out of me. There's this one scene, man, where I set up the scene. Dracula bites this one lady on the neck. She's a taxi driver, and he's running after this woman who looks like his old princess. And he runs out in the middle of the street and gets hit by a taxi. And the taxi driver gets out and says, "Fool, you need to watch where you're going, you jive turkey. Almost killed your black ass." He's like, "Ma'am, I'm upset. You let the woman get away with my dreams. I was trying to follow her." She goes, "Look, fool, you need to watch where you're going, or next time your black ass is going to be dead." And she's talking shit. And he said, "Look," he walked up to her, snatched her black ass up, and bit her on the neck. Now later on, they find her, and she's dead on arrival at the hospital, and they put her in the morgue. The main protagonist of the movie, played by Thalmus Rashashula. This man's a great actor. Later on, he was on Star Trek Generations. So he's a good actor. He's the main protagonist. He's a black police officer working in the police force. And he's like, look, he's calling the corner. "Hey, man, there's a string of people getting bit on the neck. They're not dead, but I know homegirl is on ice. Take her out of the freezer, thaw her ass out. But while you're doing that, lock the damn door." This white dude, balding, he has a hook for one hand and a regular hand for another. And he pulls the black woman out of the freezer. And the phone rings, he goes and answers it. And of course, he forgets to lock the door. He's on the phone for several minutes, and somebody else calls. All by the while, this black woman is starting to thaw out. She thaws out, and she's a Blacula. This scene scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, and to this very day, I'm not scared anymore, but it makes me uneasy when I watch it. It's a slow motion scene. She's running in slow motion, yelling and screaming. Her skin is pale. Her eyebrows are thick. Her teeth are big as hell. And she bites this white man on the neck severely and sucks the shit out of him. That scene to this very day and is just eerie. The music is eerie and everything. And there's scenes in this movie, you gotta remember this is 1970s. They go to nightclubs, there's groups dancing and singing. There's a black woman dancing with her two gentlemen dancers and singers. One of them looked like my man Rashad G. It's kind of funny. But 70s music is great. And the ADR are absolutely terrible in these movies, as well as the acting. It's bad. I don't care how black it is, it's bad acting, bad sound, and ADR. Like everybody's walking, sound like they got on Stacey Adams or high heels or platform shoes. Everywhere they walk, it's clickety click, clickety click. You can't tell the men from the women from the ADR sounds of the sounds of the feet when they're walking. It's hecka funny. But yeah, man. He's chasing this woman all over town, and she falls in love with him instantly. He finds her at a nightclub, and she looks into his eyes, and he likes to drink Bloody Marys, and people are taking pictures of these two together to make a cute couple. Later on, the photographer tries to go to the red room and develop these pictures and realize this black ass is not in these pictures. Where in the hell is he? Well, he gets wind of this and shows up at her house and bites her on the neck, tears her ass up. Blacula's a trip. And then he found a cape early in the movie, starts wearing it. And people are asking about that cape. "Say, Slim, that's a bad cape, man. Let me try to beat you out of that, homeboy. I want to sport that my damn self." Boy, this movie is absolutely hilarious. It's blaxploitation at its absolute best. Man, it gets down to the point where they figure out who he is and what he's all about and how they need to stop him. You need to get some wooden stakes and stab it in his heart, shine some sunlight on his black ass, or, that's how you're going to kill Dracula. That's the only way you can do it. And this man has a whole bunch of Draculas running around beating up police. And you got to remember, this is 1972, so seeing black people beat up police brings a smile to my face. It's absolutely hilarious. Even the white people in this movie can't act worth a damn. "Hey, you, mister. Who do you think you are? I like your black fantasy." Boy getting snatched up by black people, getting thrown all over the walls. These policemen get their ass whipped through the whole entire movie, man. And it comes down to the lady falls in love with him. The lady that looks like his previous wife from a former time. He bites her on the neck, and she becomes a Dracula herself, and she's laying in a coffin. And her friend, well, her sister, is worried and say, "Hey, man, I can't find my sister." Well, she's dating the black guy that's a cop. They find her. She wakes up, and it catches him off guard, and he stabs her through the heart with a stake. She dies. Her sister is upset. Blacula is pissed off. "You killed my woman. I've searched all my life for my beloved, and you taketh her from me." He's so depressed, he ain't trying to kill nobody no more. He's like, "Man, fuck this." And he just gets up and walks outside in broad daylight and burns the fuck up. And these special effects, it's a skeleton and probably some clay and some, wax to make him look like him, and it melts. It's funny as hell. This movie's terrible, but it's a classic, and it's a black classic. It's so bad it's good. If any of you people have never heard of Blacula, it's free right now on YouTube, man. Give it a watch. And there's a sequel called Scream, Blacula Scream, starring Pam Grier. Yeah, I will review that later on as well. But these are movies I grew up with, part of my childhood and young adult life. And yeah, black cinema is funny because, again, we had no rights to walk the Hollywood blocks with the white men and cameras, so we had to do our own thing, man. Now you got people like Spike Lee, Jordan Peele making it happen in Hollywood. I'm very happy to be where we're at now today. Hopefully I can follow in their footsteps and do the same thing. But also black films like Vampire in Brooklyn starring Eddie Murphy. Also, I did a review on that for Halloween. It's a throwback and a nod to Blacula. So yeah, check it out when you get a chance. It's your boy signing out saying love, peace, and hair grease. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. And I'm out. Peace. And just remember, if I offend you, then you don't understand me. But if I inspire you, then you will learn to love me. It's just my point of view.